What's going on? I'm going to be going over my puppet deck that got me first place at locals. Alright, so we will start off with the eggs. We got the Kaguyamon, 4 of those. This is the one from BT-22. It is your turn. Once per turn, when any of your tokens or other puppet trait Digimon are deleted, draw one. So it's just a pretty good source of card draw, and you don't have to swing, so you can get it without that. So it makes it just a little bit better than the old starter deck one. And now on to the rookies. We have 4 of the starter deck Shumon. So this one is on play, reveal top 3 cards of your deck, add 1 card with the puppet trait and 1 card with the Liberator trait among them to the hand, return the rest to the bottom. And then the inheritable is your turn, all of your opponent's security Digimon get minus 3,000. So this lets you build your hand up to get more puppet guys in your hand, and then searches out your Tamers. So it basically is a double hit almost every single time, which is really good. And then it makes the security weaker, so you can swing in even with your little guys. They're safe most of the time. And then we have 4 of the EX7 Shumon. So this one is your turn. When this Digimon would digivolve into a Digimon with the puppet trait, reduce the cost by 1. And then it has the same inheritable of minus 3,000 to your opponent's security. So this one just helps you build up the stack quicker and for cheaper. Then we have 2 of the promo Shumon. So this one is on play. One of your opponent's Digimon gains security attack minus 1 until the end of their turn. So this one is pretty good defensively, so you can play it usually during your opponent's turn, sometimes off of like the Tamers or some of your Digimon. But it also has the inheritable of when attacking once per turn, one of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 2k. So that is good for just clearing tiny bodies, sometimes floodgates. It's pretty good. Then we have 1 of the Hanimon. This is on play. By trashing 1 card in your hand, you may return 1 Digimon with the puppet trait from your trash to the hand. And then the little bit more relevant one is your opponent's turn. Once per turn, when one of your opponent's Digimon attacks, by deleting 1 of your other Digimon in that attack. So that's a way that we are a little defensive. It allows you to just set up a big stack, and then when they swing, you have a ton of blockers, but you also have this one just to stop them from attacking. And then I have 1 of the new Shumon from BT-22. This one is on play and on deletion. One of your Digimon with the puppet trait gain blocker until the end of your opponent's turn. And then the inheritable is when attacking once per turn, one of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 2,000 DP for the turn. So this one allows you just to set up more blockers if you aren't able to get into your top end. And then also, when he's in the stack, you can clear more bodies just like the promo one. Then for our last rookie, we have a 1 of for the Pawn Chessmon from ST19. This is on play. By trashing 1 card with the puppet trait from your hand, draw 2. So it's just another draw source power, and then the inheritable is reboot. So sometimes that's good because if you get the reboot under your big guy, you can swing alliance, then your opponent's turn, you restand for a blocker. That's it for the level 3s. There should be 13 there. On to the level 4s. The best one, the promo Shumon. So this one is security. At the end of the battle, play this card without paying the cost. Then on play and when digivolving, you can play 1 familiar token. It is 3,000 DP. On deletion, one of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 3,000 DP for the turn. And then at the end of your opponent's turn, that token gets deleted. Usually you are deleting the token yourself before your opponent's turn, so you're able to digivolve up, get the token, and then so on. We'll go over the next step of that when we get to the 5s. Another big thing about the Shushu Promomon is the inheritable barrier, so you're able to have barrier which will protect your guy from battle. But for the rest of the level 4s, we got 3 of the EX7 Shushumon. This one is when digivolving. When you have 1 or fewer Tamers, you may play 1 Orisa from your hand without paying the cost. And then it is your turn. All of your opponent's security Digimon get minus 3,000 DP. Then the last of the level 4s, we have 2 of the Kaguyamon. This one is when Digivolving on deletion by trashing one card in your hand, one of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 4,000 DP for the turn. So this helps you build up that DP minus to get rid of big bodies. And then the inheritable is opponent's turn once per turn when one of your opponent's Digimon attack by deleting one of your other Digimon in that attack. So it's the same inheritable as the Hanimon. Just gives you more defense to weather your opponent's storm. Now on to level 5s. 4 of the Kaguyamon. This one is on play when Digivolving by deleting one of your tokens or other puppet trait Digimon. This Digimon may Digivolve into a card with the puppet trait in the hand without paying the cost. So basically he allows you to Digivolve into your 6s for free. You're able to just go straight to your 6 from this. So the combo is go into the Shushumon, play out the token, go into this, delete the token, Digivolve for free. And then the inheritable is all turns once per turn when this Digimon would leave the battle area other than by your effects by deleting one of your tokens or other puppet trait Digimon it doesn't leave. So it's another layer of protection on top of the barrier. And this is from any sort of removal. Doesn't protect against D-Digivolve or DP minus, so those are usually your worst matchups, anything that has those. For the next level 5s, I have 2 of the Cendrillmon from EX7. So this one, it has the overclock, so at the end of your turn, by deleting one of your tokens or other puppet trait Digimon, this Digimon may attack a player without suspending, so that can come up. It just allows you to swing for game sometimes. But the more relevant one is when Digivolving, you may play one level 3 card with the puppet trait from your hand without paying the cost. And then it has the same inheritable as the Kaguyamon. So it's just another level 5, probably the second best one. And then we have the new one from BT-22 Cendrillmon. This has hand main if you have Orisa by placing one Shushumon from your trash under one of your Shumon's bottom Digivolution card. It Digivolves into this card with the cost of 3, ignoring the requirements. And then it has overclock as well, and then the same inheritable as the rest of them to protect it from leaving the battle area. This one is pretty good when you're behind. You're able to get the Shushu out, or get the Shu out, and then go straight to a 5, but it didn't really come up in this tournament. I would think about bumping it up to 2, but right now I think the level 5s are pretty good. On to the 6s, we have 3 of the Kaguyamon. So this one, all turns, all of your token and puppet trait Digimon gain alliance and blocker. So it basically just makes your board a giant wall, and then on your turn, it makes it a giant aggressive wall. Then all turns, once per turn, when other Digimon are deleted, delete one of your opponent's lowest level Digimon. So that's your Digimon or their Digimon. So it's a threat on both turns. Then, end of your turn, once per turn, you may play one level 4 lower puppet trait Digimon card from your trash without paying the cost. So basically, you just want to get some little guys in the trash early, and then you're able to play them out off of this guy at the end of your turn. For the other level 6s, I have 3 of the Cendrillmon from EX7. The Cendrillmon has overclock, and then it also has start of your main phase, and when Digivolving, you may play one familiar token, and then when attacking, one of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 6,000 DP for the turn. And that one is not once per turn, so you're able to swing with it, minus 6,000 at a turn overclock, minus another 6,000. Usually you have inheritables for minus 2,000, minus 2,000. It can get a little bigger, and then usually you can delete a token to minus 3,000. I like the 3-3 split, but I definitely could see cutting a Cendrillmon to go up the 4 Kaguyamon, because it kind of is just the better one as much as you want Cendrillmon to be good. And then for the level 7, we have the Nyabutmon. So Nyabutmon has overclock, and you can also Digivolve onto Cendrillmon while you have an Orisa for a cost of 6. That can come up, but it's not as big as just going over your 6s. So when Digivolving, you may play one level 4 lower puppet trait Digimon card from your hand without paying the cost. Then, to one of your opponent's Digimon, give minus 3,000 until their turn ends for each of your Digimon. So basically, you can get a whole big board and then go into this. You play another guy out, and you'll minus, like, I don't know, 15k off of one of your dudes till the end of their turn. So you don't really have that big of a problem with Magnamon X anymore. Then, all turns, once per turn. When any of your other Digimon are deleted, you may activate one of this Digimon's when Digivolving effects. So basically, you can do it more than once. You'll be able to go into it, then you can overclock, delete a guy, then do the Digivolve again. It is pretty good. So that is it for the Digimon. Now on to the Tamers. I have 3 of the Mirai. Mirai's on play, reveal the top 3 cards of your deck, add 1 card with the Puppet or Liberator trait among them to the hand, return the rest to the bottom of the deck. Then your turn, when any of your Digimon Digivolve into a Puppet trait Digimon. By returning this Tamer to the bottom of the deck, you may play 1 Orisa or 1 Puppet card from your hand with the play cost reduced by 3. So this allows you to play out any of your level 3s for free, and then you can also play out your 4s for 1, and then you also get to reduce the cost of your Orisas, which, speaking of, we have 2 of the EX7 Orisa. This one is the start of your main phase. If your opponent has a Digimon, gain 1 memory. And then all turns, when your token or Puppet trait Digimon are deleted, by suspending this, you may play 1 level 3 Digimon card with the Puppet trait from your hand without paying the cost. So it lets you gain memory at the start of your turn to extend your plays, but then you also get to recur your sources when your guys are deleted. Then we have 2 of the Promo Orisa. This one is pretty good. On play, you may play 1 Shumon from your hand without paying the cost. Then your turn, when one of your Digimon Digivolves into a Digimon with the Puppet trait, by suspending this Tamer, gain 1 memory. So this just lets you go up in your line even cheaper. If you got this guy, it makes your evolving into any of your 4s free, and then so on and so forth. Plus it also can be played off of another card we'll go over in a second. The last Orisa is the 1 starter deck Orisa. So this one is start of your turn. If you have 2 or less memory, set it to 3, then your turn, when effects play your token or Puppet trait Digimon, by suspending this Tamer, one of those Digimon gains Rush for the turn. So this lets your puppets swing early when they're played out. You can get your tokens and then swing with it freely, usually, because you're usually getting the security minus by at least 6,000 to 9,000. And usually it just makes your opponent's security really low, so all of your 3,000 DP guys can just swing for free. Then I have 4 options, 2 of the physical training. Physical trainings just reveal the top 2, add 1 yellow card, and then delay. One of your Digimon may Digivolve into a yellow card from the hand with the cost reduced by 2. So this just lets you go up your line as quick as you can and a little more search to get your Tamers or your Digimon. Or the last option, which is Unique Emblem Fable Waltz. So this is main. You may play 1 Shumon or 1 Orisa from your hand without paying, or trash without paying the cost. So it lets you recycle some of your Digimon from the trash. Usually not playing the Orisa from trash, but it could come up. And then you place this in the battle area. Then your turn, when any of your Orisa suspend, delay. One of your Puppet trait may Digivolve into a Puppet or Liberator trait Digimon in the hand with the Digivolution cost reduced by 3. So when you're using this Orisa, it really allows you to just turbo up because you Digivolve for reduced cost. Then you can trash this to Digivolve for basically free. I think the only one that would cost anything is a level 7. I guess the Cendrillmon would cost 1, but you are able to just boost up, and then it lets you play out any of your Orisas or Shumons to do some searching, or you can play out this Orisa to get another body, or you just get this for free for a memory setter. And then you just want to make sure that you have enough tokens to play. So I have these ones, but then I always have a few extras just in case, so that you're able to play out as many as you need. I think on the day I played a maximum of 5, so definitely could get more if things get out of control on your side, but probably is not going to happen that much. So this was a smaller tournament. I think it was only 4 people, so we only did 2 rounds. Round 1 was against Jessmon. I got that one 2-0. He bricked game 1, and I was able to just kind of kill him by the time he unbricked. Literally, the turn he unbricked, he had to pass it over to me, and then I had enough to literally just OTK him. And then game 2, he was able to do the Genku combo to get out Genku X and make all of his stuff invulnerable to Digimon effects. So I just had to wait out a turn. He couldn't kill me because I still had full security. So he was able to check like 3 or 4 that turn. But then the next turn, I was able to promote. I swung, let him ace me, and then I was able to go up into another line to kill his ace, bring it back over to my turn, and then I was able to kill him from there actually because I was able to overclock twice at that point. And then match 2 was against the Liberator rock deck minerals. So that one I got 2-1. I was able to take game 1 because she bricked a little bit and was in the early game, so I was just able to build up a little quicker. Game 2 I bricked pretty hard and she was able to OTK me through all my security with just 1 stack. And then game 3 was a bit of a back and forth, but in the end I was able to just build up a bigger board and minus DP the little bodies she was getting out and took it for the win. And then I was able to get the winner Cendrillmon and then the little Pokemon for my other promo. So the best starting is you kind of want maybe 2 Shumon, this Orisa, or just some search cards, and then eventually you want to get to your level 4, 5, and 6, so you can get this guy in the raising, and then if you're able to play this out, you can get the Orisa and play the Shumon, so that's all for 3 memory. You get 3 things out, and then you get usually a double search. Or, you know, it's always good to just play physical training, or you can just play out the Shumon. I did that quite a lot. So what you usually want to do is pull out the Shumon, you Digivolve here, this will reduce it by 1. You can use the Orisa to make it for free. When Digivolving, you get to play out the token. Then you can go into here for 3, and when Digivolving, you delete the token to go into your Kaguyamon for free. And usually you want to get your trash set up a little bit first so that you can play something off the Kaguyamon at the end of the turn. So then you'll be able to play this out, search again, or what any of your other level 4 lowers can do on play. So the goal is to build up the board so that you're able to use your inheritables and your overclock to delete your Digimon, then to delete your opponent's Digimon, or to minus DP your opponent's Digimon, so that they're not able to get over your wall of blockers. And then eventually, once you get enough or control their board enough, you're able to swing with your alliance and basically just OTK in a turn after you've built up enough. Some of the things that I was thinking about changing is maybe swapping out the promo Shumon for another Hanimon. That way I'm able to get more of the inheritable to delete my Digimon when your opponent attacks you. And then, as much as I like the Cendrillmon, I think the better choice is just to go 4 of the Kaguyamon. And while it worked really well for me, the unique emblem Fable Waltz, I can see you cutting that to play more of the physical training and maybe memory boost, because it is very specific that you have to get your Orisa on board and then be able to suspend it to use the delay. So I can see it being just a little more consistent using straight up memory boosts and the trainings. But that was my Puppet deck profile. Let me know what you thought in the comments down below. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to give it a like. Thanks for watching.